And now we're joined with Suzanne Nichols. And Suzanne is with the law offices of Suzanne Nichols with San Diego Probate. How are you, Suzanne, today?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. So tell me, what exactly is a probate and trust planning attorney?
It's a really good question. A probate attorney is someone that will help you through the process of administering someone's estate once they pass away. And a trust attorney is someone you would go to before someone passes away to help do your planning in the event that you become incapacitated or die.
It's kind of the elephant in the room. It's what people don't want to talk about, but then if they don't talk about it, sometimes it ends up being too late, or...
Exactly. It's a scary thing. It's inevitable, but it's uncomfortable too to talk about you becoming either incapacitated or passing away. But it's such an important thing to do, because if you don't do that planning, you don't have a voice in the process. The state of California then has a backup estate plan for you called the Laws of Intestate Succession. So if you confront what's scary and go sit with an attorney who you're comfortable with, that you feel that you can work through the process with, you'll feel so much relief at the end and such a stress burden lifted from you that you were able to have a voice as to who's going to be in control of your assets when you become incapacitated or pass away, and who's going to inherit them and on what terms.
So really, should anyone that owns a home have that home in a trust?
Absolutely. I would say 100% if you own real property, that you need to have it in a revocable living trust.
And that's what I've been told, but it seems like statistic-wise, I doubt even 80% of people have their
That's
property
correct, because we still have probates. That's why I'm an estate planning and probate attorney, because a lot of people are gun shy and just don't ever complete the estate planning process, or they do and they only have a will. And there's a common misconception that a will avoids probate, but a will actually has to be probated. It has to be approved by the court, and then the court supervises the administration of that will at the very end. And it's a very expensive process of going through the probate court, because there's statutory fees that are carved out for the attorney and the personal representative, the person handling the estate on behalf of the decedent. And they come right off of the top.
So you need a will and a trust?
Correct. A backup plan. A nice little system.
And what's the difference between a will and a living will?
That's a really good question. So a will is your death instructions, I like to say. It's a document that we create during our lifetime, but it's not effective until we die and until the court says that it is. And a living will is actually something that's commonly used on the East Coast to talk about your healthcare decisions. Out here in California, we generally call it an advanced healthcare directive, but that's what the most recent act is. So you want to have that also, so you can have someone in charge of your healthcare decisions when you pass away. And if I can, the difference between a will and a trust is, again, I said the will is your death instructions, where the trust is your life and death instructions. It's a revocable living trust, also known as an inter vivos trust, or commonly a living trust here in Southern California. And we're going to put our assets into that trust during our lifetime, and it's going to control our assets during our lifetime with us and for us in case we become incapacitated. Because if we don't have that, then we have to go to the probate court and do something called a conservatorship, where someone sues you to be in charge of either your person, your healthcare decisions, or your estate, your finances. So with the revocable living trust, we have our life and death instructions, and it can change when we change. So a lot of things change in life, and we might want to change our successor trustees. That's the person in charge of the trust, change our beneficiaries, and the revocable living trust allows you to do that.
So with the trust, the trustee would then handle your property after you pass away, where if you don't have a trust, then it goes to probate?
Exactly.
Am I understanding that right? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, so very important. How did you choose your profession?
That's a really good question too. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be an attorney, but it wasn't until I got into law school when I took a trust class and a wills class and then ultimately estate and gift taxation that I just really fell in love with this area of law, because it really gets into the counseling side, because another name for an attorney is a counselor at law. I had a really great law professor who was a wonderful mentor and just an inspiration to get into this field. And I have to tell you, I love what I do every day. I love waking up, and sometimes I even work Saturday and Sunday, as I'm sure we all can relate. And I don't mind it, because I just really enjoy helping my clients.
Yeah, you're helping people. It's so important. Now tell me, so San Diego Probate Law, or the law offices of Suzanne Nichols, what services do you offer?
So I'm a comprehensive boutique area of the law that covers probate and estate planning. So what that is, with the probate court, I handle all aspects, including the administration of someone's estate when they pass away. I handle a guardianship if we have a minor who has no parents around to take care of them, or a parent who's incapable of doing so. And I handle conservatorships. Again, that's when the adult becomes incapacitated and they don't have any estate planning documents and there's no one in charge of their person or of their finances. The other side is I do the estate planning. So I try to make sure we stay out of that probate court and those nasty fees by having a comprehensive plan that's specifically tailored to my clients, their needs and their goals. It's not a one-stop shop to get a trust done. It really needs to be tailored to you, and that's why you have to work with the right attorney. And it really should be an ongoing relationship with that attorney. And then the third part is I administer the trusts that I draft, or trusts that other attorneys draft, that people come to me to help with that. And finally, I do trust and estates litigation. So when we get into the disputes over property or people's capacity when they created the estate plan, I help on that back end and really get involved in the court process. And I think that helps me become a better estate planner. So I really know how the terms of my trusts are going to be used back when they're being administered and if there is any dispute. So comprehensive, one-stop shop. I like to say that I'm, I don't want to be a jack of all trades, expert in none. So if you call me up and say, I got injured in an auto accident, I can't help you with that, but I'll refer you to somebody else. Can't help you with the criminal case, but anything with probate or estate planning, you can give me a call.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Suzanne. It was very informative. I know I learned a lot.
Thank you.
And thank all of you for tuning in to Smart Real Estate. If you're interested in appearing on our show, check us out online on OakwoodTV.tv, or you can shoot us an email at info@OakwoodTV.com. I'm Amy Scruggs with New American Funding, and you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
Oakwood TV.
Oakwood TV.
Oakwood TV.
The first online internet TV channel for the real estate industry.
Stay tuned. You don't know what's coming next.